Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chan Reed Show, where we help you beat the system and create the life that you want to live. Because it is too damn short to do it anyway else. So, welcome to the first episode. Thinking these Saturday episodes are going to be solo riffs on really what I'm working on, what I'm learning, and what I think I need to share in with you guys. I definitely want to include an interview component of this show, though. It's not just going to be me up here talking to you from my soapbox. It's going to be definitely, I'm going to try to, like I said in my first intro video, going to try and tap into my network, my IRL network, if you will. I try to bring you guys the best of what I've learned in real life and compartmentalize it and bring it to you here. So I'm thinking that'll probably be on a weekday, maybe like Wednesday. So I'm thinking it'll go as follows. So Saturday episode where again, solo riff, what I learned this week, what I need to share with you, and what I'm working on. In one weekday episode of an interview where I try to break down what people in my real life network are doing and try to get some of those lessons. Cool. So anyways, in this first episode, I wanted to start, I guess, really at square one. It was an exercise I completed during my 2021 annual review / 2022 game planning. And it's really how my life is currently structured, what I'm optimizing for, and how you can do the same. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I think the most important thing is whenever you're undertaking a large, not to use the word undertaking again, or you're looking to make a big change, it's really important that you get what's in your head out onto paper. This is the only way you can really conceptualize it and take action on it. You might be feeling some sort of like angst or anxiety when you know you maybe want to make a change, but it's just trapped up and bottled up in your head. And getting that on paper is the best way I've found to eliminate that anxiety. And then you're able to take action on it, which is action is the number one way to rid anxiety. So small preface. So right now, I currently have 4 areas of my life that I kind of are buckets that I'm optimizing around, if you will. And those areas are 1, health, 2, wealth, 3, social, and 4, artistic. And so here's how I'm going about structuring those. So first and foremost, you need to start with like a multi-decade long mission. Call it, 20 plus years or so. And this is really a goal that never ends. This is something that you're always pushing for, always optimizing for. And it's, like I said, your life's mission. So you need to start with that. Take some time to think about it. And then, like I mentioned, you got to write it down. So here, for example, here's my 20 plus year mission, my goals that never end through the 4 buckets I just explained. First and foremost, we got physical. So my physical 20-year plus mission here is to sustain elite level fitness, mobility, and physical appearance. And I want to age gracefully without any major degradation of my spirit, mind, or body. For wealth, it's to embody the spirit of a lifelong learner and executor, never complacent, always up and to the right, taking calculated risks backed by an abundant mindset. I can always make more money, learn new things, and build a better future. The third, social, and that is to maintain quality relationships with my family and future wife first, close friends second, and key business relationships third. Always keeping a positive outlook and charming attitude towards those I love. Fourth and finally is artistic, and that is to explore my creative side and what makes me happy. Knowing it's okay to take personal time and enjoy life because I won't be around forever. So like I mentioned, so those are kind of the 4 areas I'm kind of optimizing my life around. And that is, if you think about it as a pyramid, so that's at the very top, my 20-year missions. And then from there, what I've done is, so if you think about it like it's a pyramid, from the 20-year mission, then you go down to like a 10-year mission. From there, you go down the 5-year mission, 3-year mission, annual mission, quarterly mission, monthly mission, weekly missions, and then daily missions. So once you have it at the top, you can kind of trickle down, and you want to slowly back into your lifelong 20-year mission with these smaller actionable goals, because it's kind of really hard for the human mind. It doesn't work in these large abstract thoughts. You really need to break it down into bite-sized actionable pieces. It kind of goes the saying, like, how do you eat a whale? And it's one bite at a time. So before you can get to your, grandiose 20+ year mission, you got to break that down into 10-year mission. You got to break that down into the 5-year mission. You got to break that down into your 3-year mission. You got to break that down into your yearly mission, quarterly mission, monthly mission, weekly mission, and daily missions. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking about. So I'll give you an example now. So I gave you my 20-year mission, and then now I will give you my 10-year vision. So that is when I am going to be 36 years old. All right. So for physical, and nothing is more important than actually putting out the details in person. So like ironing it down to like some crazy specific stuff that helps your mind paint the picture and get into it. And also, I am a fan of setting crazy goals, crazy as in like to the moon or superstar type goals, with the thought process that, if I don't hit them, worst case, wherever I land up is probably going to be in a good spot. A lot of progress will be had. So here are my 10-year goals or vision. So, and again, I'm 26 years old right now. So this will be when I'm age 36. So physical, I am 6'3", which hopefully I don't shrink anymore. 200 pounds and 12% body fat. I functionally lift weights and do fun cardio exercises that do not take much time away from my family. So what does that look like? So hopefully I'll have a home gym, I'll have a home sauna, home exercise equipment, because my mentor or someone put it to me in a really good perspective. So, typically right now when I go to the gym, it's a solid, 45 minutes to an hour that I'm solo. I don't work out with anyone. But, when you have a family and stuff, every time that you take away from them is time that you're not spending with them. So something like having a home gym, home exercise equipment, you could probably, still bang out the normal exercises you'd be doing, but you cut excess time that you'd be using to travel to the gym and so forth. So that was something I never really thought about, but something that's really spoke to me. All right, next is wealth. I'm worth at least $50 million. I'm building, maintaining, and overseeing multiple businesses across e-commerce / Wi-Fi money, crypto, SMB, and real estate. So again, like I said, pretty ambitious goal there. 50 million bucks. That's definitely a non-trivial amount of money. But like I said, if that's my goal, even if I don't hit it, falling short of 50 million bucks, probably landing in a good spot. Now, next we're moving on to social. Social. I have an attractive, all natural, down to earth wife that I love and I love sharing my life with. I'm in the process of starting a 3 to 5 child family that I'm actively involved in their daily lives, and they are the center of my life. I have great relationships with my parents, siblings, and close family members. I spend time and maintain quality relationships with my close and quality friends. And I have a select few business partners I'd go to war for. So kind of a lot to unpack there. I guess first and foremost, by age 36, I probably imagine I'll be settled down, maybe have a wife. Obviously, I don't want to put a time constraint on anything, but that's just kind of how I'm mapping stuff out now. In the process of starting a 3 to 5 child family. Yeah, so I definitely want to have kids when I get older. 3 to 5 seems like a pretty fun amount, quantity, if you will. And a lot of people I've spoken to have said they wish they had more kids. Because when you get older, you know, I think if you look at like a chart of like your social life and age, it kind of goes down and to the right. Like the less of a social life, you're gonna have less of a social life as you get older. So what does that? Where does that time go? And it's really spent with your family and hopefully kids. So that's why I want to have a large family. And then the fourth and final bucket is artistic. So at age 36, I have free time to explore my creative passions and outlets that bring me happiness and that I can share with the world. But this still kind of remains backseat to my bank account and body. And what else does that look like? I have a 0 handicap in golf and I can speak fluent Spanish. So that is pretty funny, I think, kind of out of the blue, but kind of artistic in that bucket. I would call, podcasting, writing on Twitter, all that stuff artistic as well. But anything hobby wise also falls into the artistic bucket. For those who don't know, I love playing golf, although I suck. My handicap is currently definitely not 0, but hopefully in 10 years by now that will have changed. And then another kind of passion I have is I would like to be able to speak fluent Spanish. Hopefully in the next few years here, I'm trying to take a trip down to South America, and Buenos Aires is probably on the top of that list. I know they do speak a different dialect of Spanish than most other Spanish-speaking countries, but I'm planning on getting down there because Argentina, it's like Buenos Aires is a really cool, almost European city. They call it Argentina / Buenos Aires, like the Paris of South America. It's got a great culture. Also in Argentina is some great wine country. They also have some Napa-ish type areas down there. And third and finally is you can ski down there in the Patagonia Mountains, or I guess for me, snowboard, which is awesome. So I'm thinking in August or so, maybe like because the seasons are flipped down there too. So I'm thinking like a July through September, maybe in August, somewhere around that ballpark. I'm going to be taking a month and going down to Argentina and ripping it up. So definitely will need to learn to pick up a little bit of Spanish on that. I took a couple years in high school, so I'm hoping that I should be able to kind of pick up, dust off the dust, get unrusty, if you will, etc. So yeah, so that's kind of examples of one, like what I'm kind of optimizing my life for right now. 2, we can get down into the weeds. So that was obviously the 10-year goal, but obviously I've broken it down even further, but I don't want to bore you guys. You guys kind of get the picture. So from that 10-year goal, I would say then you need to start backing up and chunking into how you're going to get there with your less time frame goals. So like, obviously if I want to be worth 50 million bucks, how am I going to do that? I need to increase my net worth by X amount of dollars per year for the next 10 years. So you just got to really break into that. And the most important thing too, I believe, is when you do some sort of like long-term goal setting like this, it really allows you to, now that you know where you want to go, it allows you to kind of reconcile and analyze your current actions and how you're living. So like, who are you hanging out with? What are you doing in your free time? What are you building? What are you working on? And you'll probably find that your current actions don't really align with your end goal or where you want to go. So it's really a good wake-up call once you do this long-term goal planning to say, hey, my current actions don't really align with where I'm trying to go. So what am I going to do? How am I going to shake that up? So the other big area I'm kind of optimizing around right now as well is seasonality. So what does that mean? So kind of going hand in hand with the 4 buckets I'm optimizing for, my long-term goals I'm optimizing for, I'm also optimizing all of that around different seasons. So really that's broken down into what I would call grind periods and rest period. And this is it's almost really the opposite of how the modern world works right now. And excuse me. And that's something I found a good heuristic to realize if you're on the right track or you're doing the right thing. As crazy as it sounds, it's like, is this the opposite of what most of your peers or most of your friends are doing? And if it is the opposite, honestly, probably on the right track. Kind of a hot take there, but that's what I found the past couple months, and I found it to be 100% true. And that's the shit I'm going to be sticking to for the foreseeable future. So, anyways, how I'm kind of breaking down my annual calendar these days. So, like I said, grind periods, rest periods. My grind periods are from pretty much Labor Day to Memorial Day. So, started Labor Day 21, ending Memorial Day 22. And two biggest focuses during this grind period are my bank account and my body. Body wise, been in the midst of a clean bulk from September until March. I've put on about 15 pounds so far, and body weight or body fat, excuse me, has either maintained or declined. So in a pretty good spot in that regards. And then from April into Memorial Day, I will be doing a sustainable cut. So obviously I don't want to lose any of the muscle that I've packed on, but I want to trim down the body fat even more. So this would be just slightly under eating your maintain macros, if you will. And now in the wealth bucket for my SMB that I'm a owner of and that I'm currently running the day-to-day of, my big targets for that will be scaling, delegating, and sales. And the other component of my wealth goals would be online. So content creation, kind of what I'm doing now, what I do on Twitter, what I do on LinkedIn, Reddit, all that shit. My goals for that are consistency, learning, and improvement. So that brings us to the third bucket, which is social. So this is kind of a hot take, I would say, kind of stuff that it was certainly not how I was living my life the past 10 years or so. Now it's kind of taken a backseat, like I said, to my bank account and my body. So some sacrifices had to be made, and it's honestly been a great change so far. So never felt better, never really have been more focused or locked in on any goals. So as hard as I am right now. So it's been a good change. So social wise, during my grind periods, the only social events that I'm really doing are anything that's not public or it is an exclusive event. Events that I'd regret not doing if I was on my deathbed, or an event that I could tell my grandkids about. So for me, that would be one, the Gasparilla Parade here in Tampa. I'm part of the crew, which is basically essentially a social club that puts on the parade. So it's fun. I get to dress up like a pirate. You're like a superstar for a day, doing the whole parade. It's a blast. The next would be something like the Super Bowl. So if the Bucks go to the Super Bowl in Los Angeles this year, you bet your ass I'll be there. But other than that, during the grind period, like, there's no more going out to the bar just for shits and gigs on a random Friday night. There's no more going out for dinners and drinks with, your buddies on Friday night. That's just not shit I do anymore. It's something against my friends, love them, but I just got other shit that I'm focused on right now. And that's the first thing you got to cut out, is kind of the frivolous drinking and going out. So, and on those days when I'm going out, I'm only doing liquor or slash zero carb drinks. Trying to cut out the beer. I fucking love beer, but it is literally zero nutrition. Absolutely nothing good for you can come out of beer, which is heresy. I know, but I promise, guys, lay off the beer. It's not good. So that brings us to the rest period. So grind periods, September, basically Labor Day to Memorial Day, rest periods, Memorial Day to August. So rest periods are your social and artistic improvement seasons. So the buckets are as follows. So for the body, your primary goal is maintaining physique. My primary goal is maintaining physique. So, you worked super hard to pack on all that muscle from September to March or so. You worked super hard to cut off some of the fat, but maintain your muscle from March, April to Memorial Day. And now it's all about maintaining that physique you worked so hard for during the summer. Wealth wise, my goals are to maintain my businesses, which is really kicking NOI and anything I'm doing here online, and to think about where my goals are, adjust course, and plan for the next 9-month work season. Social, my goals are to loosen up, have some fun, avoid becoming some self-improvement nerd. Like I said, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. So I realized that during my grind periods, definitely took a hit in the social category. Like I said, not really going out too much anymore, not really doing too many social events, but you're making progress in other areas of life. So it's fine in my book. But summer season, the rest period, is when I would say fucking cut it loose. You work hard, you want to enjoy life, so certainly do that. Don't take things too seriously. And remember that relationships are a major key to intellectual improvement, and this is a season to make them. So network hard, have some fun. And then artistic is really, since you have some free time, this is a good time to start an artistic hobby. Whether you're like me, like golfing, whether you want to write, draw, paint, take photos, create videos, whatever. You're gonna have some free time during the summer, so try to get that hobby up and running. So kind of a summary, summer is a time to enjoy and plan. So that is really kind of my goals, what I'm optimizing for right now, how I'm optimizing for it, and really how you can do the same. So use my examples as a blueprint, and hopefully you got something out of this. So first episode, a little bit rambly. Certainly appreciate your patience as you learn with me, and hopefully we'll be getting some better content out here for you in the near future. So signing off, my last request of you guys is if you learned something from today's episode, please like and subscribe on YouTube, your podcast platform of choice. Leave us a 5-star review. And most importantly, I'd like you to share the episode with someone who'd enjoy it. Word of mouth is the best way to promote shows like this, and it would be much appreciated. All right, that is it for this episode of the Chain Read Show. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great weekend.